Hi, this is Chip.
And this is Christiana.
And we're here on a train traveling from Canterbury to Margate.
And we are on a car that has not another single soul on it, so we're feeling that it's okay not to wear a mask.
Yes, we're entirely maskless. So we are now living in Canterbury. We left London about a little less than a week ago, where we had been for 10 weeks from late August to the end of October. And so now we're in a wholly new place, and we'll be here in Canterbury until the 7th of January.
But meanwhile, we're taking you on a journey that we recently took to the western coast of Ireland.
I guess the biggest challenge...
We will shortly be arriving at Ramsgate.
We're shortly arriving in Ramsgate. We first went to Dingle, the Dingle Peninsula. There's no good train service to Dingle, so that meant we rented a car, and I was driving on the left side, and there was some trepidation about that.
But he did very well. Not a scratch on the car, not a scratch on a person, so
yes,
well done.
I did need to give myself a reminder on the dashboard of where to look, because I was driving on the left side. So
He
yes.
had to override his reflex.
Yes, exactly.
And that was very helpful.
So Dingle is a charming little town. It's only got about 2,000 people. It is a beautiful setting. The drive to Dingle and just the driving around the Dingle area afforded us the first opportunities to see the beautiful countryside of Ireland. And it really is just striking how lovely it is.
Yeah, it's extremely verdant, I would say. It's the greenest country that I've seen thus far. Just lush, lots of rolling hills, stones, white stones, stone walls, more stones than I've ever seen. And apparently these stones come out of the soil every year, and so they pluck them up and build walls with them. And it's so dotted along the whole entire landscapes. You'll see tons of walls and rocks, and some of the houses, of course, are made from stone as well.
In fact, along that line, there are these ancient beehive structures that provided shelter for, I guess, ancient Picts or whoever was
Much shorter people than...
Yeah, much shorter.
Some.
They were a tiny race, but from I think they said 1,000 years ago. So that was kind of cool. And a couple of weeks later, we went to Galway
Via train.
So it was much more of a relaxing trip. And
for both of us.
Yeah. And Galway is a really neat city, and it is a city where Dingle's 2,000 people, Galway's about 80,000. I think it's the sixth largest city in Ireland. And
university town too, so
yeah,
lots of young energy.
Definitely has a vibrant vibe and a big kind of pedestrian shopping area, and it's got a river going through it, and it's really a neat great city. We really enjoyed our time there. While we were there, we did book a tour to Cliffs of Moher, and then we also had a boat trip to Inisheer, which is an island off the coast of Ireland.
Inisheer, it took about maybe what, 20
half
yeah. hour to get there. It was very blustery and
a little choppy.
Sea was a little choppy. And once we got there, it's basically you can get around the whole island in not much time, just walking really. But we also had the option of bicycling or horse-drawn carriage. So we hopped into the horse-drawn carriage and met the kindest man and the kindest horse, and they trotted us around at a very leisurely pace.
Yeah.
And it was just delightful.
Yes, he was charming, and he gave us a little song at one point.
Now come my little love, I will tell you what. Undress yourself and get into bed, and the tale I'll tell. It's all about your daddy. He's the man you sell. But he had to roam that way from home, that way from you and me.
While we were in Inisheer, our horse-drawn.
Please mind the gap between the train and the platform edge.
Our horse-drawn tour took us to this shipwreck from, I can't remember the name, I will put that on the post-production, but it was a cargo ship that wrecked in 1960, and it's kind of a cool story. The guy who took us around on the horse-drawn carriage, his father participated in the rescue of the crew of this ship in 1960, and it's really sort of a point of pride with the whole island that that no one was lost during the shipwreck, and obviously the wreck is still there and is kind of a point of interest on Inisheer.
So we hopped back on the tour bus and went to the Cliffs of Moher.
Yeah, which are sort of world famous for their breathtaking beauty, and so.
And it was shockingly windy there. At one point, I got blown into a fence and kind of bruised my hand. But we soldiered on.
Thank goodness the fence was there.
Yeah,
otherwise, you would have been over the cliff
I would not
of Moher.
be here giving you this. The horse that we were with was basically part of the family, so in case there's any concern about the humane treatment of the animals.
This is a southeastern service.
Yeah, he was very.
Was it she? I don't know. The horse was treated as almost a family member and knew the route very well.
Next station is Margate.
Margate?
We even went by the owner's house, and the horse acknowledged the family dog that was there barking to greet us.
So that concludes our discussion about Dingle and Galway, and we are just about to arrive in Margate. So
stay tuned for an update. First London, then Margate. So we'll keep you posted.
We'll see how much Margate footage we get. But anyway, so yeah, Ireland was delightful, London was delightful, and we're enjoying our first week in Canterbury. Right.
All right. Bye.
See ya. The trip to
Please mind the
Dingle.
gap between the train and the platform edge.
Please mind the gap.
Please mind the gap in my blathering. And then from Inisheer,
We will shortly be arriving at Broadstairs.
Broadstairs.
Roadsters.
So we did take the bus. The tour then